Welcome to the West Ham Voice. It's a very, very quick video to give you an update on Jean-Claire Todibo. About 10 minutes ago, it's now just gone 10 past 6, news broke out that Juventus have been in constant contact with Jean-Claire Todibo's agent to try and get him to overturn the decision of the player to come and join West Ham United. As you know, last night, on Thursday night, the news broke out late that West Ham United had agreed a deal with Nice as well as the player. And today, that was with Tim Steidten going over to Nice to talk further with the player and his agent. And we heard today that Todibo had flown over to London this morning to have his medical. We believe that the two-part medical, we're not waiting. The two-part medical has been done in both stages today. We're not going to hang around for part two, as we have done with other players, to do part two the next day. Steidten must have sensed this because Steidten is moving as fast as he possibly can in order to get this over the line. And I think that we will get this deal done tonight to draw a line under Juventus trying to steal a march on us again, trying to overtake us for the signing of this player. Apparently, like I said, there's been constant contact between Juventus representatives and Todibo's agent to try and get them to change their minds to get Todibo over to Italy and get the deal done. It seems that what we've done by going and pulling out all the stops to get Todibo to sign for us, Steidten went and spoke directly to the player yesterday, convinced him that West Ham United was the place to be, and Todibo, having become a little bit upset with Juventus in not demonstrating their real their ambition to sign him, decided to come and sign for West Ham. It's not done yet, but my understanding is that Todibo being in London is a massive statement. If there was any sort of doubt for Todibo, I don't think he would have come to London to undertake his medical. But as they say, it doesn't matter what you do until that contract is signed. The player is not a West Ham player just yet. My understanding is, like I said, two-part medical. The first one that was done this morning, from what I would know, being it's 6:15 now, part two has probably already been done. I would say the next step is to get the player and his agent to sign that contract, and I dare say that will happen over the coming hours. But it's touch and go. It's quite tricky at this moment in time. But like I said, the fact that the player has decided to come to London seems to demonstrate that he's made his mind up. But we don't want to slip up here. We want to make sure that the deal is done and dusted. More to follow when we hear about it. It's going to be a 5-year deal, is my understanding. It's a 40 million euro agreement. So that's about 35 million pounds. It's a loan with an obligation to buy. There will be also a percentage, a sell-on clause that Nice will want to put in. Now, of course, there is the danger, and a lot of people speculating, is that this is one way of Manchester United finally getting their man. Because, as you know, Ineos is owned by Radcliffe, who owns Nice and has a controlling stake in Man United as well, which is why Todibo couldn't go to Man United in the first place. But people are speculating that there's likely to be a release clause. There's definitely a sell-on clause, and people are speculating that Nice are doing this because Ineos, run by Radcliffe, Sir Radcliffe, means that it's a sort of a backdoor way of getting Todibo to Manchester United, maybe this time next summer. Who knows? Let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about getting this player over the line now. I think the deal will be done. I think it's in everyone's favour to do it. But of course, it's not over until the fat lady sings, as they say. But that's the latest, is that Juventus have been on the phone all day to the players' agents, trying to get them to change their mind. But because the player is in London, That's a massive statement from the player himself, and it's looking likely that West Ham will win the race for this signing. Let's see what happens over the coming hours, but it's touch and go. Join me later if there's any more news, and I'll see you all soon.